It all started on a regular morning. I'm on the porch, coffee in hand, slippers on. Living the suburban dream. Then, bam! An HOA officer pulls out a taser and fires it. At my wife. Yes, my actual wife, Lena. What this guy didn't know? Lena's ex-special forces, and her old team already had laser sights locked on his chest. Lena saw it coming a mile away. She let it play out because, well, she doesn't flinch at power-tripping HOA mall cops who think they're tactical geniuses. Me? I flinched hard. 1 second, we're bickering about charcoal for the weekend barbecue. And the next, Lena's flat on the driveway. Some guy in a fake sheriff vest screaming into a walkie-talkie like he's breaching a war zone. We'd moved into Greenbrier Estates 6 months earlier. The flyer promised peace, security, family values. What it really meant was a neighborhood ruled by a militant HOA with delusions of grandeur. Every house looked like it was cloned, lawns trimmed like military buzz cuts. Heaven help you if your trash bins hit the curb a minute early. Lena? She thought it was hilarious. Their rule book was thicker than her old deployment handbook, but she played along for the quiet life, good schools, and no late-night EDM blasting next door. Our first crime? Lena's matte black military Jeep. She parked it barely over the driveway line, grazing the grass. Next morning, a violation notice that looked like it was drafted by the Pentagon. I laughed. Lena didn't. She scanned it, filed it in a folder labeled Greenbrier Absurdities, and moved on. The HOA president, Karinette, yep, that's her real name, ran this place like a pastel dictator. Clipboard always in hand, sweaters on rotation, and a permanent scowl just for Lena. Said Lena gave off aggressive energy and masculine intimidation. Lena just smiled, said, "Cool story," and went back to tuning her Jeep's suspension. That little act of defiance got us weekly inspections and citations for combat vehicle disruption. Then the HOA upped the ante. They formed the Greenbrier Civil Enforcement Division. Oh yeah. 5 guys who looked like rejected mall security guards, decked out in camo pants, black polos, and fake badges that screamed Code Enforcer and Safety Lead. They carried giant flashlights, clipboards, even pepper spray. I once caught one practicing baton drills in the cul-de-sac like he was auditioning for SWAT. Lena? She observed them with the calm focus of someone who once negotiated with a cartel leader using just a translator and a wristwatch. She started taking longer walks, asking quiet questions, running cables through the attic. When I asked what she was up to, she said, "Just watching. They're not ready yet." I didn't press. When Lena's watching, you let her watch. Meanwhile, these wannabe cops got bolder. They slapped cameras on stop signs, fined kids for sidewalk chalk, even cited an elderly woman for rebellious garden gnomes. One gnome had its middle finger up. They treated it like a hate crime. Then I caught one peeking into our window. Lena didn't yell. She just asked, "Want to test your pepper spray against someone who's been tear-gassed 3 times before breakfast?" He bolted. We hosted a 4th of July cookout. Burgers, beers, neighborhood therapy. Lena parked her Jeep right by the HOA sign like a dare. Clockwork. The civil enforcement squad rolled up. Tactical vests, citation books, one guy narrating into a body cam like he's storming a compound. Lena stood by her Jeep, silent. They issued a warning. She said, "You're welcome to try." Then one pulled a taser and fired. Lena dropped. I froze. Red laser dots lit up their bodies. Her team had them pinned from hedges, rooftops, the alley. The taser guy stopped smiling. Lena opened one eye and said, "I always wondered what it'd feel like to get stunned by an amateur." Lena had been documenting everything. The HOA wasn't just bad, they were illegal. They rolled out new rules targeting her Jeep. No military vehicles or aggressive displays. Lena laughed, added the notice to her now-tabbed binder. Violations, false citations, privacy invasions, and my favorite, non-compliant wind chime frequency. She didn't confront them. She took longer jogs, scouted, collected footage and stories from neighbors. Turns out, everyone was being bullied. Improper tarp tension, reflective dog collars, you name it. Neighbors sent Lena footage, and her war room grew. Her team helped quietly. No weapons, just eyes and awareness. They installed legal cameras in public areas. The HOA's thugs escalated. Random visits, tape measuring lawns, drones over backyards. Lena kept recording, building her case. Karenette strutted like royalty, but the neighborhood was boiling. Then came the sidewalk chalk incident. Kids drew rainbows and unicorns. Karenette issued $100 fines to their families. The next HOA meeting was packed. Furious parents shouted, refused to be silenced. Lena sat quietly in the back with her folder. The next morning, another Jeep citation. Presence of warlike aesthetic. Lena smiled and said, "It's time." That evening, at another barbecue, she parked her Jeep directly under the HOA sign, flag in the windshield. The same officer showed up. One read a warning. Lena shot back. "Which part? The freedom or the horsepower?" Sunglasses guy, the lead, pulled his taser again. She stood in front of the Jeep and said, "You'll have to go through me." He fired. Lena dropped. Planned. Red laser dots appeared. Her team emerged, calm, professional. Lena rolled over and said, "You need to recalibrate your aim." She stood, pulled the wires off, and was handed a folder. She announced to the neighborhood, "Everything is documented. Body cams, drones, witnesses, it's all submitted." A man in a suit stepped forward. "Agent Walker, DOJ, Office of Civil Enforcement. We've been monitoring Greenbrier since February. Today confirms enough to proceed." The taser cop was arrested. Another tried to object. Walker shut him down. "Impersonating law enforcement is a felony." Then Karenette arrived, flanked by board members. Walker turned to her. "You authorized the task force. You're responsible for their actions." She scoffed, claimed it was private. Walker fired back. "Your charter expired 16 months ago. You've collected $100,000 in illegal fines. That's not private. That's federal." Lena handed over more documents, emails, notes, proof of fraud, and overreach. Walker declared, "You're under investigation for fraud, harassment, and potential RICO violations." Karenette was taken away. No pastel cardigan could soften that blow. By nightfall, the neighborhood was quiet. Neighbors talked in hushed tones. Jim, the guy across the street, teared up, thanking Lena. He thought he'd have to sell his Mustang to pay HOA fines. Now, the HOA was done. A week later, Greenbrier's HOA was dissolved, fines nullified, the task force disbanded. Lena deleted her files and resumed jogging like nothing happened. At the next emergency meeting, someone nominated her for HOA president. She accepted with a shrug. Her first act? Shred the rulebook. Her second? Ban citations, fines, and patrols and vests. The community will run on respect, transparency, and trust. As we left, she looked back at the crowd and said, "Oh, and if anyone sees a clipboard labeled Civil Enforcement Division, toss it in the nearest fire pit." The laughter was real. Lena wasn't just my wife. She was a calm storm, the patient undoing of tyranny. When push came to tase her, she didn't push back. She dismantled the whole system. Moral of the story: power abused invites its own undoing. True strength doesn't show off. It watches, waits, and acts with precision. Respect, not fear, is the foundation of real leadership. If you enjoyed the Today story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more crazy stories. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.